Hello again, lovebirds. It's Cilla Marion with Marion Matrimony Events, here to give you this week's design tips. So, this week we are talking about wedding flowers, and I'm super excited about that. I'm so pumped about Wedding Flowers Week because I love flowers so much. They really provide just texture and movement and really just bring life to all kinds of designs and spaces. And so let's talk about the three things that you should consider when creating your wedding flower design. Now, caveat, if you're working with us, we've already done this for you. But if you're just considering who to hire for your wedding florist, or you're trying to do it yourself, or you're weighing the options, should you get a florist? Should you not? What do you need to think about? Well, here are three tips to any good wedding floral design. So, first, do not be afraid to create something that doesn't necessarily match your wedding colors. A lot of times we choose wedding colors that wouldn't necessarily grow in nature, and you want your designs to feel as natural and organic as possible in a way that meshes with your design instead of color blocking and matching it completely. Look for ways that you can bring in the nature in a way that's not tie-dyed. um, Looks like you dipped it in a batch of paint primer. It doesn't have to be. If your wedding is teal and coral, you don't need teal and coral flowers. It's just not a hard and fast rule. If that's what you want to do, then that's a whole other thing. Then if that speaks to your heart, then do it. But don't feel pressure to create the exact same color pattern in your flowers that you are in your wedding scheme. You could always have neutral flowers and bring in your color scheme for your wedding in your vases or in your stationery, in your dresses, in your linen. There's a million other places to put your colors. Doesn't have to be in your flowers. We all know that roses do not naturally grow teal. It's okay. You don't have to make them that color. The second thing we want you to consider is really making use of your space in a versatile, creative way. So if you've got a venue that has open ceiling beams, hang something from those things. They're just asking you to put something there that will fill that empty space. If you know that you want to have a wedding that is just a packed dance floor and a giant party, maybe have a giant floral installation that covers your dance floor. There are a million things you can do with spaces and nooks and crannies. If you're having a Halloween wedding and you've got this kind of skull centerpiece going on, put flowers in there like that skull is a vase. Whatever floats your boat, but think of ways that you can use your flowers in different ways depending on your venue and the space that you're working with. Make it versatile. And the third thing we want to consider is reusing your pieces and making them really match your personality. So if you are a very vintage type client and you are having a quick ceremony, but of course your reception is where you want the most bang for your buck, then perhaps I would make you some floral arrangements that look like they're kind of just growing out of the ground for your ceremony aisle markers. And then we take those and we put them on the table. So now they're being seen twice by people who are going to see them longer on the reception tables. But we were still able to give you those good photographs in your ceremony. And that vintage style really leans toward that little something different where it looks like there's not really a vase there. We're creating some dimension and bringing your personality in. So talk to your team about how you can make this wedding look like you, and about how you can take these pieces and these spaces, really turn them on their heads and have them do double duty whenever possible. So if you have any questions, comments, if there's certain content you really want to hear about, if you're thinking you have this one burning question about wedding flowers, drop it in my DMs, put it in the comments, whatever you want to do. I love to hear from you. So, lovebirds, I will see you next week, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.